To another edition of Smarknado. I'm your host, Eric Druckman. With me, as always, the Dirty Danaconda, Dan Sesnit. Dan, how you doing, my friend?
I think I want to be a member of the dogs now, so I'm going to be the dirty dog.
Okay, I like that. Um, yeah, yeah, dude. I think you fit the whole aesthetic.
I
You
do
know,
right now. I very much do fit the. Well, I think I feel more Death Riders right now with my hood up. I got a little Wheeler Yuta thing going on with my skull cap and my beard, but I have
yeah,
hair.
yeah, that's for sure. You're more likable than Wheeler Yuta, though. Let's be honest.
Most people are.
um, yeah, man. What a fucking weekend of wrestling. If you wanted to feel fulfilled, uh, for wrestling, this was the fucking week, man. Like so many good matches, mostly from AEW. Let's be real. Um, I mean, I even watched some other. I watched WXW, the 16 karat gold tournaments out right now on IWTV. I watched some of that. Um,
Who's in
yeah,
that? Anybody I would know?
huh?
Anybody who's in that?
Um, some people that we know from America, like Titus Alexander,
Okay.
um, Manders, Thomas
Okay.
Shire is in
All
it.
right.
Trying to think of who else. Well, our friend A Game Joseph Alexander participated in the Ambition tournament, which is kind of it's like their version of Bloodsport.
Okay.
So, and you know what? He didn't win his match, but like he looked really good. He dominated pretty much the whole time. And then this guy caught him in a Kimura, and it was just like, okay.
This was in WXW.
Yeah. Yep. So
Oh, okay.
that's a separate show that's on IWTV of the Ambition tournament.
I didn't know he went over to Germany. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. It was announced like a couple months ago that he was going to be part of that weekend. Um, I imagine he's probably had like more matches on their smaller shows. So, thankfully, like I said, WXW is on IWTV now, so we can get
Yes.
access to that and watch it. But yeah, pretty fucking cool. And speaking of people that we've seen live, I just want to mention that last night I didn't see the match yet, but Aaron Rourke won the Evolve Championship, and that is just so cool. That is just like the magic of independent wrestling. You follow somebody for such a long time. You kind of say, at least me, I said to myself, like, why isn't anyone paying attention to how good this fucking wrestler is? Um, and here it is, right in front of our eyes. He's the Evolve champion, and sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, he'll be in NXT soon enough.
I think
Um,
so too.
he fits the bill for NXT very well.
Mm-hmm.
He is great. He's a fantastic heel from all that I've seen. I haven't seen his work recently, to be honest with you. And it's WWE affiliated, so I probably won't necessarily watch it just because. But the fact that you threw out to me before the show, I found really interesting in that he's only the second openly gay WWE champion. Um,
Yeah, I
so
think it's awesome. He's a phenomenal wrestler who just happens to be gay.
yeah,
That
no, I just
that's how everyone should look at it, but it doesn't diminish at all just that accomplishment and how much he could mean to a lot of LGBTQ youth.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely,
is somebody like that?
absolutely. No, I was praising it more so
Yeah,
than anything.
absolutely. I that wasn't lost on me.
Yeah. No, it's a nice thing and uh, a very talented guy. So
Yeah,
happy for him. Hope he does end up in NXT because, like I said, I think he fits in there really, really well. And as you said, the sky is the limit on that. So
yeah. And I really hope that the other half of the gay best friends, Becca, isn't too far behind in terms of like getting signed somewhere because she's putting on some really good work right now too.
she had a couple of squash matches on AEW recently.
Yes.
Um, I think that's somebody that could fit in an AEW pretty well. Also, very well in NXT too. So
Hmm.
I she is definitely one to keep your eye out for.
Also, someone that I've just kind of seen the entire evolution of,
Yeah, I mean,
from the
she was on
time.
the show for God's sake, you
Yeah,
know. So yeah, of course, I want to see people that we've had conversations with thrive. Absolutely. Uh, so
great stuff. I also just want to mention, let's just kind of get this out of the way. Let's just have a quick debate on like what we think the repercussions should be. And so Ricochet, what flew off the handle a bit on Twitter and said something very insensitive to a fan that has MS. I don't remember the exact quote. I think he was just like, "I'm glad you have MS," wasn't it? Something like that.
something to that effect.
Yeah. So he's apologized. And it's just been a very rough situation. Here's my opinion. Um, I think he should be suspended,
I
and I think
disagree.
he should be off TV for like maybe a couple of months or something like that, and really take this punishment. But I don't. I think that as long as he does that and makes amends, and like, I'm just looking at Ricochet. He doesn't have a history of like doing shit like this. Um, I think he should serve a suspension, learn his lesson, and move on. Kind of similar to what happened like with Excalibur. Of course, Excalibur's was in the context of like being a character. It was a long time ago, so it's not exactly the same, but like I think that a suspension would be necessary, and then we can just all move on.
I disagree. It's Twitter. It's not the real fucking world. I mean, while what he said was fucked up, like I don't think he deserves to be suspended from his job for it. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I He apologized for it, and I think that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I'm seeing it is like I think a suspension will send a message to the whole locker room that this kind of talk isn't tolerated at all. And I think they have enough talent in AEW that, having Ricochet off TV for like a month or two isn't really that big of a deal.
No, I
Um,
mean I just think, in principle, I just don't think he should be suspended. I don't. I I don't know, man. People and truth be told, I don't know what led up to him saying it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? People are fucking awful.
Hmm.
Like people are awful, and it was an awful thing to say back. But like, people are really fucking awful to Ricochet on Twitter, and people are really awful to his girlfriend on Twitter too, in regards to them and their relationship. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how this warrants a death threat. And that just comes to show just how fucking crazy the world is right now.
yes.
You know,
Now, again, I don't condone it. I think it was a fucking stupid thing to say. Like, think before you type, think before you hit send. It was a dumb fucking thing to say. But again, he apologized, move past it. And I
yeah.
mean, if he were to be suspended, I wouldn't like be up in arms over it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I feel like it would be justified, but I don't think it should happen.
Totally fair, man. We'll see how it all plays out, but overall, bad look
Yeah, a
for
terrible look,
this guy.
and you can't even put that in the context of, being a wrestling heel. Like that was just being an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get into AEW Revolution. Um 0 hour, we'll just kind of skim over it. You had your boom and doom get their big moment. It was just kind of like not that it was fan service, it was just kind it was service to that dude and his family, as it
Yeah,
always
it's
is.
whatever. Like again, it's 0 hour. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Um, but we got a nice little match from Willow and Lena Cross to
Yes.
start the show. And more that we're going to see later on in the show, of course. And then finally, you got your feel good moment to kind of kickstart the night. Jack Perry won the AEW National Championship 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal to win, again, the AEW National Championship. Great moment there.
That
Um,
motherfucker hid for like the last half of that match and then popped up and won. Fuck
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck him.
If I recall correctly, I don't think we got to see the conclusion of it because we were a little behind, then had to like restart the app, something along
Yeah,
those
we missed
lines.
it. We missed it. We basically saw him get crowned, but I know
Mhm.
that like he definitely was not a huge part of the match for a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it happened because
Yeah.
you needed to bring the fans up to kind of start the show there, and yeah, and what better start to the show, the official show, than two of the best tag teams, maybe yes of all time, fighting it out for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, FTR versus the Young Bucks. And boy, did this match kind of hit every single note in terms of like ring work, emotion, pacing, everything. Um, I just thought that these guys put on an absolute masterpiece, and
I
there were
mean,
just so many like heartstring moments in this match.
they're it's hard for me to say that they're wrestling soulmates because FTR and the Briscoes have something special. FTR and DIY have something special. But there's just something about the Bucks versus FTR that's just never going to disappoint you. Like in any
Yeah,
way.
that's interesting that you say that too. Because there are definitely some people out there that feel like their first matches weren't quite up to par. And I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that this was certainly the best of the matches that they've had against each other.
Didn't they have a banger on Dynamite?
Probably.
I think they did. I think they had a really fucking good match on a Dynamite. I'd have to go back and look.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this was good, and I think we both kind of looked at each other. For the record, Eric and I watched Revolution together, so if we make that reference, that's why. But I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, FTR is going to win here because they had the title change to end 0 hour, and neither one of us thought they were going to do a back-to-back title change like that.
Yeah,
So
and not
great.
only a back-to-back title change, but like back-to-back title wins in said hometown, said
Yeah.
person's hometown. So like,
FTR winning was the right move. And I think the big story is what happened after the match.
yeah,
For me.
absolutely. This ended up with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage coming back, and Christian had like mace in his hands or something and sprayed it in Cash Wheeler's face, and then took out Dax Harwood with the unprettier.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Christian
Stokely
still
got
being
beat
a
up.
heel.
Yeah, it's great. It's so funny. And even yeah, I'm glad that like they're reunited, but he's still going to be his own self, and like I like that he went away to like quote unquote find himself, and all he did was just like, oh, I really
Come
am
back
an
a bigger
asshole.
asshole. Yeah,
Yeah,
come back a bigger asshole. That's all he did.
yeah,
I loved the low blow instead of hitting somebody like after everybody had hit their moves. I believe that was on Dynamite that I'm talking about, but like
yeah.
uh
It was on Dynamite, but it was great.
yeah.
I loved it.
Um
Um,
so yeah.
yeah, so like I just want to say, like, with this match, I think from the standpoint of like really trying to get the fans back on the Bucks side, um, them losing here was the right move.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
A
because
good
like,
baby face needs the chase.
yeah, exactly. And like, they cut that, well, not to Barry Lee, but like they cut that very heartfelt promo on Dynamite about like how they let everybody down, but they're not going to stop, and they know who they are, and everything. And it's like you need a good like rallying cry like that. And again, that was just the right move. Also, considering the fact that they were arguably the most hated heels in the company just last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
All right, man. All right, so moving on. We had everyone barred from ringside. Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. This was one of the better Marina Shafir matches. I'll definitely say that. And, has a lot to do with her dance partner, but she's also improved in her own right.
Just give her some time, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I'm glad that this match happened overall. I feel like that this is a better putting a higher profile on Marina as a more serious threat. And
Yeah.
it's just so unfortunate that the news came out today that Tony Storm is injured and will be out for a while because we all know how this match ended. Ronda Rousey came out and, basically sized up. I know. Nobody fucking cared. Let's be honest.
We did. We booed.
Yeah, we did. We did. And shout out to Sean Ross Sapp for making an excellent point about how they don't hire Trey Miguel, but when he made a homophobic comment, he basically apologized immediately after it. But when
What was his
Ronda
comment?
Rousey, what?
What was his comment?
I don't
Do you
know. It
know?
was something that he said like back in like 2019. But that's the reason why Trey Miguel's not in AEW.
Yeah.
But Ronda Rousey like spread conspiracy theories about Sandy Hook, and it took her fucking 12 years to apologize. But she's
She's a
okay.
trash person.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like so like I don't really know where they're gonna go with this now. Do you think that they're gonna shelf Ronda until Tony's back?
I hope they shelf Ronda forever.
I do too.
Like, why? Why is she
Yeah.
there? I don't want her in my beloved AEW. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's whatever. Like, I thought there was a point when I was still watching WWE and she was there that I was kind of on the Ronda bandwagon, and I think that there's probably proof of that in this show at some point. But now, no, it's
No.
too late.
She sucks, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, yeah. Over it. All right. Wow. Next was what's arguably the match of the night. I'm gonna give it to the well, we'll talk about match of the night after the show. But strong argument for match of the night. John Moxley against Takeshita. You definitely called that this would be a show stealing match.
Yeah.
No doubt that this was the most New Japan inspired match on the show. Just a lot of
Absolutely.
strikes, a lot of really heavy suplexes on the head, and just physicality personified, I guess the only my bias heart, I feel like I may have had this as my match of the night had Takeshita won.
Okay.
You know?
That's fair. That's fair. But Mox has been a good champion and really kind of, I think, elevated that Continental Championship because for the longest time, it was only really defended in the Continental Classic. Like
Right.
it just kind of went by the wayside, but he's defending it every week. He's having eliminator matches for it. I think it's a really, he, say what you will about Mox, man. Like he's got his shortcomings in certain ways that I just don't totally dig as a wrestling fan.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But he has always elevated every title he's ever had.
Yes. Yeah,
And
he
I don't
has.
think, I just think him holding on to it for a little bit longer and maybe now having this feud going forward with, you know, Osprey, coming out of the end of this. I buried the lead there on you. I'm sorry, but we had Osprey show up at the end of this match, and I think that was Probably the big pop of the night, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, man. Him coming back was huge. And God forbid, my heart goes out to anyone that had to tend to their kids during this moment. Um, but it happens, and I'm just glad that it's posted online and people that had to tend to their kids in this moment can watch it.
That who be me.
Yeah.
Yes. I missed it. I missed it. I have seen the clips of it, obviously,
Hmm.
uh, because they re-showed it on Dynamite as well, but I had
Yeah.
seen it before that. Yeah, Osprey versus Moxley is a big money feud.
Yeah. And I love that he came back with such fury. Not forgetting what the Death Riders did to him. I mean, the Death Riders kind of feel because of Moxley, they kind of feel like tweeners right now. But I love that Osprey was just like, fuck that, and just beat the shit out of all of them. He's not going to forget about what Moxley did. Doesn't
Yeah,
care that Moxley has built up like,
cash in.
this built up the championship. It also has built up like, respect amongst the fans with
Yeah,
like his performances and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter because like these are the guys that took out Osprey. So
it's interesting though because there's just going to be a sector that's still going to cheer Moxley, man. They really like him.
yeah,
Uh, but I mean, Osprey is pretty universally loved. That's what's so great about AEW is like there's something for everybody.
yes. But I mean, like in this feud, I would clearly say that Osprey is the baby face.
Yeah,
Mox is at least going to work as a heel against Osprey here.
yeah,
I
and he's going
feel
to be
like,
great at it
yeah.
because he is good at what he does. He's a consummate professional wrestler.
Hmm. All right, next for the Women's World Tag Team Championships, the Divine Dominion against the Babes of Wrath. And oh boy, what a bummer to me that
Yeah,
we got a title change here. I think I've said it on the show before. Like Willow and Harley are like they're my what's the word I'm looking for? They're just like an instant mood booster for me.
your comfort team.
Yeah, yeah. And like I just love seeing them, and I love seeing how happy they are and everything. And uh
They had a really great run as tag champs. They were the
they did.
inaugural. They defended it a bunch of times. It was about time that they lost it.
Hmm.
It's sad because I'm a big fan of the team. Also, they are literally the most pure baby faces on the roster, hands down. I
Yeah,
would say, man or woman. So
but
yes,
I
it's
think Bane and Cross are going to be great tag team champions. Um,
absolutely
gotta. I think I got over their nickname with your daughter, the Big Mommies.
the big
She was a big.
mommies.
She was a big
Yes,
fan of that.
she was a big fan of that. That was the break in the match where my daughter snuggled up next to Eric and watched the women's tag team match. She had a blast uh, with Big Uncle Eric.
Yeah.
Uh, that was a fun time. Bummer for an ending, but Lena and Megan are formidable and they're gonna have a really good tag run too. And there's no shortage of teams that can chase them down as baby faces.
Yes. No doubt about it. So you know the the title loss was inevitable. I think it went to the right people. Um, what I'm curious about is like with Penelope being injured again. Do you think like Bane and Penelope are done and this is the full time tag team?
I think this is the full time tag team. I think Bane will still be or Penelope will still be attached.
Okay. See how that goes. All
This is
right.
the more marketable tag team. I like Penelope Ford, but I think that this is by far the Twin Towers type tag team.
Yes, absolutely. Neither of them are gonna dance like Akeem the African Dream, though. Thank God.
No,
So
not
happy about that.
not Bloody Likely.
No. All right. The unofficial battle for who is the most dangerous man in AEW, Swerve against Brody King. This went just about as I expected. I knew it was going to be very physical, hard hitting match, big fight feel here. And I also knew that like Swerve, there was no way that Swerve wasn't going to win this.
Yeah, no, it felt inevitable, unfortunately, because I'm a big Brody King fan, but I'm a big Swerve fan too.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of people on the roster that I just don't root for. It's really weird. It's hard to like genuinely look at everybody as baby faces or heels or this is real to me. I just love everybody on the roster so much.
Yeah. Me too, man. They got a great one. And, like,
Yeah.
I think that this Swerve heel run has been great. I really, really like it. I like the fact that Nana has been, no more fucking fun dancing. He's back to being the old Prince Nana. And yeah, and Swerve is just on a mission just to fuck everybody up.
I don't like him being the number one contender though, because that makes it a heel versus heel thing, and I don't love that.
Well, sir, I think we need to talk about Dynamite later because he might be putting that on the line.
It might be.
Absolutely. But yeah, this was an awesome match, and like I feel like on any other card, this might have been like my favorite match of the night.
Can you have a favorite match and a match of the night, but have them not be the same one?
I guess you're right. I guess you're right with that. I caught myself right after I said it.
Because that's how I would look at it.
Yeah,
Like genuinely, like
yeah,
I think this was my favorite match of the night just because I like who was involved. I like style of it. Um, Even more so than Takeshita and Moxley in that New Japan style. Like I just like this violence that came out of both of them.
yeah. No doubt about it. All right. Of course, at the end of this match, Kenny Omega came back, and we'll talk about Dynamite later. Women's Championship, 2 out of 3 falls. Tekla defending against Chris Statlander. It's just so easy to say Tekla. This was great. Like, these women are fucking amazing pro wrestlers, do I think that
Chemistry.
do I think like I don't know. This was probably the point in the card where I was like, "Oh my god, how many matches do we have left?"
Yeah, we were. This is definitely the point in the card where we were counting down the matches.
Yeah,
For sure.
like
You
listen,
got all the way through it. I definitely passed out.
yeah, it's
Off
not
and on.
easy. It's not easy doing this. I'm gonna
It
be
was tough.
38 next month. Dan is an undisclosed age.
I will be
It's
45 next month.
next week. Wow,
Next month.
next month. Yeah,
Yes.
yep. Yeah, so Jesus Christ, man, it's just getting harder and harder to stay up for these Sunday pay-per-views. I did purposely take the next day off, but I still struggled.
Dynasty's on a Sunday too.
Oh my God, when is that?
April 12th.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
All right. Maybe I'll put in for the 13th. um Again, I thought this was a really good match, and I kind of figured that Tekla would retain, and she retained because of interference from the Sisters of Sin. And yeah, I like Tekla's combo of a spear and stomps, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, she wrestles really strong for her size.
Mhm.
And I like that. I don't love the use of the spear as a finisher generally.
It's a setup.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a good setup.
And I think she adopted it from Clark Connors. I think.
Okay.
Or it's a coincidence that they both use it. All right. So next we have the World Trios Championship defended. You got Okada and the former Aussie Open defending against Kevin Knight, Speedball, and Mystico. This was a humper, bro.
Yes. You never really you see him so infrequently that you forget how good Mystico is.
Yeah. I forget that he was fucking Sin Cara.
Oh, I don't
Like,
forget that.
how is that even the same guy? you know?
because they tried to fucking brainwash him,
Yeah.
WWEify him.
I mean, like, he didn't do himself any favors either during that time,
No,
you know?
no, he had
Like,
some backstage shit if I recall correctly.
yeah, there were some incidents and shit like that, but wow, this was just fucking awesome, nonstop action. Um, Mark Davis, and we'll talk about him later. Like, God, I can just watch that guy wrestle any fucking day of the week, and Fletcher for that matter. There's a reason why they were my favorite tag team, man. Like, they're just both so fucking good. Um, and yeah, I just Mystico, big moment here. He gets the all elite graphic. They play his song that everyone sings to. It's great that this happened in California with such a very large Mexican Hispanic population, and they're just completely on board with what was going on. And yeah, Mystico, we're going to see a lot more of him, and I couldn't be looking forward to it more.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be a heavy player on Collision. If like that just seems to be like a strong luchador show.
Yeah,
But regardless, to get him in the ring with a lot of people, maybe they push him hard on Dynamite. Maybe he ends up wrestling some big names. Who knows?
yeah. I mean, he's not unfamiliar with facing someone like Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
That's happened in the past. I want to say like I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's faced Osprey before.
yeah,
He's the type of guy, as I was kind of going through this show and like the next show, like he's the type of guy like be great for the Continental Classic next year.
yeah.
Like why not like have like a fresh field of like Mystico, Mark Davis, I don't know, just like throwing some Juice Robinson was someone that I was thinking about too.
Well,
Like throwing.
Juice was in it last year, or the year before, and got hurt.
Oh, okay.
Like he had to be replaced by somebody.
I didn't
Yeah,
remember
I
that.
think that if you've declared your intention to be the world championship, so the likes of Swerve or Kenny or Darby, uh, obviously MJF, I think you'll probably see Hangman in it this year.
Yeah.
Um, just because what else is he going to do? But
Oh
yeah, like
man.
keep big names out of it. The Continental Championship, while it should have some heavy mid carders, obviously, like I said earlier, Moxley is really elevating that title right now.
Mhm.
But that could also elevate the careers of other men.
Yeah, I want to see it like yeah, exactly. I want to see it elevate some guys that you haven't really seen a lot of, bell to bell. But yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. Next we had Andrade and Bandito putting on a fucking another banger. Like Jesus Christ, this show was just filled with amazing matches. I don't think there was a single blemish on this entire show.
Rousey.
Yeah, that's it. But that wasn't even a match, So it's just like, um, holy fuck, man. Andrade is really good. I have to give him credit. I know that like some people don't quite connect with him, but I think that during this run, he's really elevated his game. And yeah,
He's found his groove.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite matches of the night, no doubt.
Obviously, they didn't put the Ring of Honor title on the line, so I knew Andrade was going to win.
Yeah.
Because had the Ring of Honor title on the line, Andrade was not going to win because Andrade isn't going to work Ring of Honor. I would highly doubt.
Yeah.
So kind of
awesome. I mean, another great.
In my opinion.
I loved the 21 plex off the ground.
Yeah,
that happened. That was so cool.
I generally don't love that move though.
Oh, it's a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next, we had the semi-main event. Roderick Strong, OC, and Darby against the Dogs. Bro,
I love this match. It just could have been on Dynamite.
Exactly. It could have been on Dynamite. I felt like I was going to die at this point.
I was, I was cooked. I was cooked. I was done. It was probably what 11:30, 11:45 at this point.
Hmm. Yeah, I loved how this was booked too. Which led to a fight on the outside, and Gabe Kidd ended up getting trapped in the entrance way. So, he couldn't break up the pin, and he was just seething by the end of the match. It was a great angle to lead up to what we'll talk about happened on Dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Like while we were talking about other wrestling, I was thinking about what happened in that match specifically.
Yeah. All right. Then, of course, we have our main event, MJF and Hangman Adam Page. This is a strong match of the year contender. Like, I feel like this had just like this match was, this show was bookended with perfect matches between the
I have
opener
a hard
and the
time
main
putting a
event.
Texas Death Match in a match of the year talk. I think it's too gimmicky. As much as I loved the match, I did watch it, by the way. Um, like I just think it was too gimmicky to be like, oh, this was a match of the year.
Yeah. Sometimes my problem with these matches are just like, when is too far too far? You know? It's like they just throw everything until, there's a decision there. Um, but regardless, this was just such a good match. And I gotta say, man, like it was not the result I expected at all. And I didn't think that Hangman would pigeonhole into himself into a position like this, just like how Cody did. And now, like, he can't challenge.
I watched I watched a clip of Perez talking about this.
Dan, you're breaking up. Dan may be having some technical difficulties, friends. Please stand by. Let's see what happens. Waiting on Dan to reconnect. Are you good, Dan? There he is.
Hey.
All right, you doing better?
Yeah,
Oh, you're kind of breaking up again.
there.
Just do a test. Yeah, I'm here. You want to just do a test? Hello.
All right.
Are you good?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Let me just make a note.
I swear to God.
Let's just start again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So yeah, this was just an incredible match, and where so do you think that there's some sort of way that Hangman Page can challenge again? Dan? I don't know.